Hello, I'm Alexander Osegui. He's Sergio Villar, and we are Wildcat Records.
This session will explore the vital role of soundtrack, sound design, and cutting-edge technologies like Dolby Atmos in powerful storytelling. We will uncover how music and immersive audio elevate narratives, creates emotional impact, and transforms the way your audience experiences stories.
Okay, what is so important that music and sound fit the narrative? Okay, music and sound are not just the background, okay? They actively shape how the story can perceive.
Immersion and atmosphere, of course. Music and sound create a sense of place and time and make the audience feel inside the story.
Yes, and in emotional impact, sound and music set the tone. It could be sadness, it could be excitement, it could be joy.
And of course, the final connection with the audience. Music and sound build, and this is the key word, empathy. They strengthen the overall message and make it more memorable.
And in narrative support, as narrative support, music and sound reinforce key moments and help the audience guide to where the developers want to go with the different characters. So now we are going to need 4 volunteers, please. Speaker English, English speakers, one there, please.
4 volunteers, please. Yes, you?
Yes, another one here. 2 more, please. 2 more volunteers. Okay, come.
Please don't be shy.
Come,
okay,
venga,
come
forward.
here.
Okay.
We need 4.
Hey,
There's 5. Okay. Okay, please come here. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to explain you, okay? We're going to see 4 videos, okay? But in each video, it's going to be with different SFX and different music. So, for you, it's going to be the first video, okay? You have to focus on that one. You focus on the second, third, and fourth. And after we watch all the 4 videos, you have to describe how you felt with different music or different SFX.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm going to talk about the 2 options in each case, okay?
Take the microphone. Okay, let's see the videos. The first one, okay?
Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious.
We have put a little tips, okay, in the corner.
Don't be so serious. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things that I may never see again. can't wait to get on the road again.
Now the second video. And the fourth video now.
You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell.
Okay, what have you felt? Starting with you, the first video, the first trending.
In the first scene, I feel the loneliness. The nature involves all the audio, and you're feeling in a dystopic place. I think the nature involves all the ground, and you're riding alone with the motorcycle.
It's like introspective. Yeah.
So introspective.
Yeah.
And in the second place,
More comical. You're riding alone, but at the same time you're not alone. I mean, it's very. I don't know how to describe that.
enjoying holidays, something like that.
Yes,
no?
like
Maybe a road
just
trip.
traveling happily in the road,
Yes.
alone but at the same time happy.
With a sense of joy and happiness. And,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Thank you.
Okay. Final Fantasy.
The one of Final Fantasy, I felt the first one was more in the mood of this futuristical train or whatever it was. With the world, it was more like in, I don't know, immersive and artistic. And I think in all of the videos, the things that they did in the second one, it's more different and gives another perspective of the video, changing with the music, so you feel like other emotions and other feelings that just the music, for the music you can sense. So
Yes, in
it
the
was
second
quite
in the
different.
second chance, you are more like the music and the low SFX quality SFX put you out of the history a little.
Yeah.
Of the narrative is more like it doesn't have sense in that
Yeah.
in that moment of the story. Yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. The third.
For the third one, I think the difference was really about with the first music, you had a very dramatic effect. You had a very emotional pull of almost desperation, and a very your focus was more on surviving the situation versus the second one, where you had more of an upbeat sound, which creates almost a hero moment. So you have the same visuals, which didn't fully fit, but you could see that with the second one, it was a lot more confidence. It was a lot more about the epicness of the adventure versus just surviving it.
Yes, yes.
Great.
For example, in that video, we used the original song of the New Order, True Faith, for the second chance, and it doesn't fit because in the story, she's playing a guitar, yes, and at the end, she's playing the guitar and singing, and with all, you say, okay, maybe for the trailer, without the end, could fix it, because it's an action trailer, but it's more intimate and more sadness, or even with more tension, the cover that made for the song. Thank you. And The Witcher.
The Witcher, yeah. So I would say the first one is more like you're inside of the character's mind, that you feel like I'm the strong one, I'm killing like bad guys. I'm killing monsters, basically what you are.
Yeah.
And then the second one, it's more about you're looking at it, so it's more comedical, of course, by the music, but it's more like a Guy Ritchie type of,
Yes.
Or Tarantino,
of Tarantino,
yes.
seeing the
Yes.
violence, or like Kingsman, like look how dynamic it is, look how fun it is. So you're not like inside of the character's body, so you're just like outside.
It's not
like,
so
oh, that's
hero,
pretty cool.
yeah? It's not so
It's
heroic
not so
character.
heroic. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
it
say
feels
that.
like two different perspectives of the same event, really.
Yeah.
It's like you can
Yeah,
interpret
yeah.
it very funny or very
Less
serious.
epic, more
Yeah.
funny,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay.
It's like that scale. Yeah. Thanks.
Good job.
Thank you very much. Please, big applause. Okay, that was a small exercise to present what we are going to talk about and to make you feel, everyone, that with small changes, it changes a lot and you can make a video game great, or you really can make it really a bad experience for the player, okay? From game to experience, the power of music in player immersion. Okay, now we are going to talk about music, okay? Emotions to have a clear understanding of the emotion expressed at every stage of the narrative. Sergio?
Well, we always say that in a storyline, in a narrative, that the key words are the emotions, right? Because the emotions really give us the peaks in those kind of events that happen in the story. So really need to take care of those emotions, really be aware with the developers and everything, understand the story, the narrative, the characters, their motivations, their dark sides, and we have to really take those emotions and give them, and really emotional content with our music, following the narrative, because in the other way around, really we can take off the player. We can disconnect the player from the emotions the characters are feeling, and that's definitely not something we want to do, right?
Let's see now some videos are going to be the same videos again, okay, with different music, but in that case, we try to put similar music that could fix in the videos, okay?
I know you've been here before. No surprises. Settled score. I know the darkness.
Okay, this one has a similar melody, but different lyrics, okay?
Strange what desire make foolish.
Kind of same harmony than the last song.
I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you.
And this is a music that we've created in the studio to put here as example. Also it's dark, but it's only instrumental.
No lyrics, no voices here.
Okay, we have seen Halo, and in the first one, they decide to use music with lyrics because the lyrics fix with what they want to express to the audience, okay? For example, in the second case, we use a famous song, and that famous song is similar in melody, almost the same melody that the first one, but different lyrics. And the lyrics is more love song, sad, but not so dark, and it couldn't fix so well as the first one. And in the third example, we create a custom music, battle custom music, that could fix. In that case, the developer has to decide what to use, custom music, or maybe pay the copyright to use some original music that's not created for the video game, but it fixes it, okay? Now let's see another example with a classical video game. I think that everyone knows it. Okay, here difference. Monkey Island is not for an epic hero or anti-hero video game. It's a pirate song from Pirates of Caribbean. It could fix in the game, it could fix, but the narrative is not that kind of, it doesn't need that kind of music.
Yeah,
okay?
It doesn't represent the main character of the game, you know.
Yes, the main character, for example, Guy Bruce Threepwood, okay, I think I say it well, yeah? Guy Bruce is more like a try of a pirate. He wants to be a pirate. He is not a hero. The only thing that he wants is to be a pirate and to conquer a lane. Okay, so it's very important to choose the kind of music, even if it's a pirate song. It's not an epic history. Okay, in that case, was more comedian, Caribbean. Now, the same song, different videos. Okay, this is the Crown of Woo video game from Red Mountain. That's around there with another game. The credits. There were two kinds of credits: when you become corrupted, or when you become the light. Okay, the good side of the character. And this was the ending for the corrupted side.
See, this is the kind of a bad ending.
It's an Oriental video game talking about the trip of Wu Sun Wukong.
So we will hear later the same song with a little of changes we did. And the vibe changes completely.
Here, for example, it's very important to use the same instruments, Oriental instruments for that kind of story, etc. And now we're going to see the same song with a little change, riff change, and some instrument change, but the main instrument is going to be the same. This is the trailer.
The same melody, the same chords, the same song, really. You can see how the music follows the images with the spotting.
It's the same melody, same instrument, but with different background and different tempo. And all the rhythm in the music is fit with the scenes. This is spotting, okay? Okay, and here the main difference are, the first one is for an ending, a corrupted ending, a sad ending, and in the second one, with the same instrument and same melody, with more tempo and background instruments for the rhythm, we create different feelings. In the first one is that kind of not a good sensation, it's like sadness.
Kind of bittersweet.
Yes, and for example, in the second is for a trailer. We need to create impact in the player, okay, in the audience. We need to create that they want to play it. We need to read, we need action there.
Okay, so music as a way to bring characters to life. how we do this. Okay, the first one, choosing and assigning instruments. Choosing for what? Maybe for characters, okay? The characters are the main aspects of the storyline that we manage in a game. So a lot of times we choose specific instruments to specific characters, right? We really study about the emotions, the kind of characters we have in a story, and we really do a job of searching for those instruments, right? To really just try to fit them to the characters. So with this, you as a players can really feel those character feelings alongside the storyline, just hearing some sounds from that instruments, right?
Yes, and that instruments are going to create some kind of clues to the player, because a lot of times the characters are not in game, but you can hear the instrument of a character, and your brain is going to create a relation between that instrument and the character that is not there, and you are going to know that something is happening with the story of that character. For example, the instruments also for the places. You want to create an imaginary place, and you create an instrument that only plays in that moment, and in other moments of the video game, of the gameplay, if you hear that instrument, you are going to be transported to that place, yes?
Then, of course, we can have different tone colors for those instruments. You know, the characters develop alongside the storyline. Maybe a character corrupts itself and goes badly in a very bad pathway in the life. So we have to really transform those sounds in the same instrument because it's the same character. So we try to really evolve those sounds with different tone colors to really match that character evolution too.
Even a lot of times, the tone colors is not only to change the tone of the instrument. The tone colors, we also talk about tone colors when we change the instrument, but we use the same melody, it changes the color, okay? And leitmotifs are small melodies. For the people that doesn't know what is leitmotifs, are small melodies that are used with different characters to create their different moments. Leitmotifs is a melody. It's a melody. So that melody you can use in different moments of the gameplays, or even in the trailers to present the main character, or maybe it's the enemies, etc. Let's go in to see some examples. This is Neon Blood video game from Chaotic Brain Studios, and this is the music for the film, okay? And here is going to be a small change.
You can hear those swings.
We put out SFX here, so you can listen to the music. Now it changed the main instrument. Why? Because we are in the Philippines, but we are in an Oriental market. It's the same melody with different instruments. Okay, it's like different color, because we are now in that Oriental market.
The shamisen.
The shamisen, yes. For example, we are in the future. There were not 8-bit sounds. We suppose that are not 8-bit sounds in the future, but we are on arcade. And here, what developers want to do is to transport with the music to the player to the past, to that arcades where we rise playing video games.
You can hear the piano. Now we choose the piano to really make us understand that the character who's speaking there, it's a very kind of high class, elegant, kind of rich, important person, right? Indeed, she's a very important person in the story. No spoilers, we promise.
So every time that you hear the piano in different tones, here for example, there is the piano, okay, but it's more low, and it's more like threatening, okay? And the main instrument, that one that you're hearing, is from the main character. And now the piano again. It's like threatening the main character. And here the piano is softly. It's like telling us a story. okay? And it's like trying to convince us of something. It's like, I'm good, that piano is saying I'm good, okay?
It's like it's speaking, the piano here.
And the chapters are telling a story too, so the piano is telling a story, and now it's going to come the main instrument of the main chapter. This one. And it's not so soft, it's like, I don't believe you. Okay, you're telling me a story, but I don't believe you. It's like a fight between instruments.
So it's like the instruments are talking to each other, right? Like in the story. And this is
the trailer,
the main
the
theme.
leitmotiv.
This is the main
melody is the
melody.
leitmotiv, okay? And here is the leitmotiv in the gameplay.
It's kind of broken, the melody. It's not the same, but the notes kind of remind of the same melody we heard before, right?
And it feels sadness, yes? It feels like something wrong is happening.
Something's not right.
Yes. Let's change game again.
So you can hear two instruments here.
We're
The
having some
koto,
problem with the sound right now. Okay, here what's happening is we have the koto and we have the samisen. Koto is making some notes, okay, and samisen is making other notes. And now they are having an argue between them.
they represent the duality of the main character, the bright side and the dark side, right? And they are kind of fighting each other, those both sides. So now we are hearing like a constant motion of the dark side and the bright side just doing kind of a leitmotif, a melody, something like that, all right? So they are mixing each other. Now we have the percussion. They are fighting now those two kind of little motifs, little melodies. And it goes on.
Tone color change. The same leitmotif, but in more a reflective way, okay? Different moment of the gameplay.
We changed the instrument for a more kind of peaceful, reflective kind of sound.
Okay, now the fight with the boss. This sound is from the enemy, and now the koto is in the background fighting with the boss, okay, with the sound of the boss. And here we have different instruments fighting between each other. And the koto, that is the corrupted instrument, is the strong active character.
We can hear one of the two instruments we heard before, the koto. It's the one from the dark side of the main character, right? Because he's like fighting, using those kind of abilities it earned with the corruption of the crown. And then we heard a change in the key. That represents a change in the face of the boss.
Okay. Now, sound design. We've just finished with the music. And we could be all day talking about music, but we have limited time. So let's talk about sound design. Real versus fiction, Foley, designing sounds that don't exist, tension release using sound to shape the audience emotions. Okay, real versus fiction, sound localization. Please don't make the mistake of thinking that sound localization is, for example, to translate. Okay, here sound localization is think where we are and what kind of sounds we are going to use. Okay?
Where we are in place and time, right? Because, for example, in a game, maybe we're in a story, in a medieval kind of a story. You know, we can imagine what kind of sounds we can find in a medieval story, right? It was really gonna be very strange to really have some kind of digital kind of machines and some kind of weird sounds there in that medieval time. So we have to be very aware of those things, but there are sometimes little licenses we can take, or of course, talking with the developers and everything, to really be creative, right? But in general, we have to take care of this kind of data that we have about the narratives. Where we are in time, of course, we can be in the future, we can be in the past, a lot in the past, we can be nowadays with different kind of society. Maybe there are a lot of cases. We have to study them all.
Yes, imagine that you are in medieval times and you are listening in a car. It will be like strange, yeah? Foley. Okay, what is Foley? Foley is a sound post-production technique where sound effects are recreated, recorded in sync with a picture to make the soundtrack feel more realistic and immersive. I know how to read, yeah? Okay, let's explain this a little because the Foley is not, nowadays the Foley is not the same as in the beginning, in the 20s, 30s, yeah? At the beginning, Foley, the Foley artists, they record everything they don't record, they do it, the Foley, at the same time of the scenes, okay? They record at the same time in sync, okay? Nowadays, you have Foley artists, great Foley artists that you can watch on Instagram, a lot of them doing in the same time live, but nowadays in the big studios, Foley is understood as record real sounds for a project and use that real sounds in the project, okay? So you have the raw use of Foley and the contextual use of Foley. The raw use, for example, it could be a glass breaking and use it with a glass breaking. And the contextual use could be to open a box and use it as a hit. Okay, that will be contextual use. But it's Foley because you are using that real sounds that you have recorded for that. Now imagine that, for example, on a Marvel movie, on a AAA video game, they try to make the Foley as at the beginning, yes, or live. It will be really, really difficult and disaster, and it will be lost a lot of money, yes, because you need a lot of tries for that.
But we love those Instagram reels, right?
Yes.
With artistic Foley.
Okay, we're going to see a video, okay, a homemade video of us doing Foley, and put it in a trailer, okay? This will be raw use, the next one. You mix them in the studio, maybe put some effect as a reverb. Now you have to try to know which is in real use and contextual use, okay? This is El Inferno video game.
It's kind of funny, really.
this is how you can apply Foley. This was with all sound effects, also created in the studio, but I think that you could difference which ones were from Foley, yeah?
Also, sometimes we need to design some sounds that don't exist really. So sometimes we have stories with some kind of different, maybe aliens or some characters that really don't exist in real life. So we have to kind of invent those sounds. So we have two ways of doing this. One is taking some real sounds in the studio and then transforming them in post-production, right? And the second way of doing this is taking a digital source sound and also changing it in the studio, right?
Okay, it's very important here to know transformation of real sounds. Maybe you can ask, but this is not Foley? No. Foley is use the raw sound, maybe only with some reverb or echo or something like that. But when you transform that real sound, it is sound designing, okay? It's creating the sound, okay? Foley is only when you use the real sound with no changes, okay? This is in Creation Studio with a digital instrument, and you change different parameters until you get the sound that you need for the project.
The options are limitless, really.
Yeah, you have infinite options. Another one created in the studio. You can feel the change of the sound.
You need to have the imagination to really look forward to invent a new sound, really.
This, for example, is a plugin, instrument plugin of voices, but imagine that you record some voices, some choir, okay? You could change that voices with different effects. For example, in this case, the gator. This sound is impossible to get, almost impossible, only from a natural source. So you take that real sound, you put it here, and you change it until you get what you want. This is an iceberg song. We change only with reverb to use in another theme, okay? Now, tension release using sound to shape the audience emotion. SFX as a tool for building tension and the role of silence in
First of
sound
all,
design.
you know, in every good story, you need some peaks of tension and some release of it. So we're going to talk about some resources to do that.
Yes, yes. When you use SFX as tool for building tension, it means that you take some different kind of sounds and you can use it to release. A lot of times you release the tension, or you can use the release to create the tension. And we have different kind of SFX to create that tension. And the role of silence is very important. Hans Zimmer, for example, on Interstellar, the director told him that he wants some kind of sound or music for the moment that he's lost in the space. I don't know if you have watched Interstellar. If you don't, do it, please. It's a great movie. And Hans Zimmer told him, okay, I know what I'm going to do. And he done, I think that were 5 minutes of silence. Silence at each part of the soundtrack, 5 minutes of silence, okay? Why? Because in that case, in the universe, is not you can hear anything. It's not sound, okay? So he create 5 minutes of total silence, okay? The role of silence is really, really important in sound design. We're going to see a couple of examples now. Here, creating tension, okay, with sound.
Excuse me, Alex, stop it, please. We have to tell you about...
No, later.
Okay, all right.
Later. Okay, let's go. The release.
And the release.
May 29.
The tension and the release. Okay, and now, yes, we have to advise you. Here comes a really, really big spoiler of the video game Expedition 33. So, if someone of you hasn't played to Expedition 33 and want to play it, now is the moment to cover your ears and to close your eyes, okay? Last advice, big spoiler, okay? A very big spoiler.
Cover your ears too. Cover your ears.
Right?
No. You promised.
Silence. And release. Here was the opposite, okay? They use silence to create tension and they return to the sound for the release of that tension, okay? We're sorry. It's okay, it's finished, the spoiler, it's okay.
End
it's
of
okay.
spoiler.
It's okay, no more spoilers, don't worry. Okay, so that's the difference how you can create. Okay, in the first case was Crimson Harbor animation short film, and there you feel the tension with that
Kind of high...
kind of tinnitus, yeah? So you can feel the tension, and when it ends, you release that tension. Okay, but in that case, the audience is prepared for tension, but it stayed at tension there, okay? And in the second case is the use of silence, a great use of silence to create that tension, okay?
Really good example.
It's like you hold, when that silence comes, it's that you hold in the breath, okay? It's like, wow, yeah? Okay, we are finishing. Now we are going to talk a little about the use of cutting-edge mixing technologies. Okay, this is going to be fast. Stereo surround, spatial audio, and Dolby Atmos. The difference here, stereo, everyone know what is stereo. Left channel, right channel. You can use sounds only coming from the left. You can use sound only coming from the right. Or you can use sounds coming from the both sides in stereo, okay? But always, if you play a video game in stereo, all the sounds are going to come from one side, not from the background, not from the front, okay? Surround is, as the word says, all surround you, all the sounds surround you, okay? So if someone is shooting you, for example, you are going to know only with your headphones, you are going to know from where is coming that shot. This is surround, okay? The shot is coming from there or from there. But with spatial audio and Atmos that are almost the same thing, okay, you are going to know from where it's coming, but in a third dimension too. You are going to know if it's coming from above you, below you, everything. If you are, for example, in a cliff and there is a river, okay, you are going to hear the river down of you with the spatial audio and Atmos, okay? And For example, now almost every video game is done in spatial audio, okay? Every video game, and it's necessary to create a big immersion on the player.
I would
okay?
say that in some video game genres, it's kind of vital, right? For example, in a shooter, you really need to know where are the enemies, right? So the sound is very important in this case.
And now, for example, in VR, I think that VR are the games that they have more, they implement more these kinds of technologies, okay, with the haptics and everything is like, yeah, the fourth dimension, yes, because you are feeling everything. Spatial audio and Dolby Atmos, what is the difference? Are almost the same, okay? But in Dolby Atmos, the first difference is that it's a brand, okay? You have a brand, a very known brand, a famous brand, and they have their own certificates. They give you like a certificate of quality, okay? If you use Dolby Atmos sound. For example, I think that right now only is one studio in France, that is Quantic Dreams, that they have DARS. DARS is Dolby Atmos Ray System Studios, okay? For the games, okay? And the other difference is that spatial audio, it works like surround, but with a third level of height, and Dolby Atmos, you change the instruments or the sounds to objects, okay? So if you assign a sound to a lamp, for example, you are going to be here in the lamp, and the object is going to be put there in the Dolby render. They have their own engine, okay? Let's see an example, okay, of one of our works. We did the first Dolby Atmos trailer of a Spanish video game, certificated by Dolby, and the difference, it's great, okay? But first, we're going to see an animation short film, okay? The neon, and here you can look where is the sound. The papers have life, moving. We don't have Dolby sound here, but you can imagine, yeah? The car in the front. Now the car is on your left, in the back. Now it's there in the left. Now in the back is not this car, okay, the other one. The blanket. Now the ambient is surrounding you. Car passing by. And now everything is there. Now with the music. This is my dream.
Sometimes things don't go to plan. And sometimes. Digging. Always searching for answers we should have never asked. Always clawing at the surface like worms, begging for food. Lack of understanding to push what we don't know when something should be left alone.
There's nothing we can do. is no end. We all want the truth.
Okay, we can. This is the Dolby renderer engine. Okay, we use it in retrieval. You could watch before, and the movement of the objects. Yes, you have different objects, and you move it. When the scene changes, you have to change the movement of the object. Okay, and in spatial audio, happen the same, but spatial audio works with a normal engine that's usually a general engine, okay, of spatial audio. It's different. So we finish. Someone want to make a question or something? No, don't be shy, okay? Thank you. Thank you. If you have any question and you are shy right now, you can ask. If you see us here, you can ask us, okay?
She has one question, Alice.
Question here? Yeah?
Hola. ¿La puedo hacer en castellano?
Sí.
Vale. ¿Cómo introducís todo lo que es el Dolby Atmos, o sea, el audio espacializado con el middleware? ¿O no trabajáis con el middleware cuando estáis haciendo cosas en Dolby Atmos?
Okay. She asked how we implement in the middleware the Dolby Atmos, okay? Dolby Atmos, en inglés te vale, ¿no? Vale. Dolby Atmos has different, for example, in the first case, we use the DAW logic, okay, from Mac. And they have different plugins, for example, in that case, for Logic on Dolby Atmos, and in video games, Fmod and otherwise, Dolby Atmos has created plugins to implement the Dolby Atmos with that plugins. Yes? ¿Contestado? Sí? Vale. Okay. But we usually don't implement. We usually don't implement. We don't. The developers, though, does that.
Thank you so much for your presentation, first
Thank
off. Question more, I guess, when working with somebody starting out with sound design, somebody starting out as composing, what is the best kind of direction as a producer, as their team members, should you be giving them to guide them in the direction you're envisioning? Because that's a problem I've been having, is just communicating and being able to deliver my vision as a game designer, my vision as a producer, to my composers, to my sound developers. So any recommendations or?
Oh, it's a translation work, yeah?
I would say, well, every case it's completely different.
Yes.
I would say the first thing. I think we talked about the empathy with the audience. I think it's the key to have empathy. And really, yeah, he was talking about a kind of translation work we do.
Between
right?
developers and composers.
Yes. So I think one of the best things you can do is try to explain, to try to really mix the real technical concepts, right? Musical concepts like a harmony, chords and everything, rhythm and everything, and also technical concepts in like mixing things and things for the DAW, the program and everything, the plugins, you know? Trying to really translate it in a quite artistic way, to relate it to the story, to the narrative and the things the developers want.
And the feelings,
right?
Really, really important that you share with the composer what kind of feelings you want in every moment, in the music in that case, okay? For the sounds, it's not so difficult, but for the music, I said that it's a translation work because maybe a musician is going to come to you and do you want in major, do you want in minor, do you want sevenths? You know, it's like, and you are going to say, I don't know about music, sorry. Okay, so the best thing is that you share the feelings that you want to create at the kind of music, maybe use some kind of example, of sample from any platform, okay, to try to guide the composer to the point that you want to get.
I would say too that in our experience, the more the game developers worked on writing the stuff and telling us the stuff just by in person too, talking, the better, you know? So you can really adjust the first shot much more. And then from there, you can modify things, maybe send 2 or 3 versions and everything. But I think the communication is key.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Esta es la última, lo siento.
La gente que se quede sin haber preguntado, nos podéis preguntar luego, ¿eh? Sin problema.
Vale, en español, en inglés.
In English?
In English.
You know English, we know you, yeah?
Kind of. My name is John from Triskelion Gamers, and I wanted to ask if you have ever been asked to tone down the emotion. I mean, have you worked in a project where you said, when you said, well, this have to be sad, and it was too much sadness?
Okay, I understand.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, about the intensity of the emotion.
Yeah,
I mean, when you want to be scared,
and maybe it's
my
too
logic
scary.
says that you want to be really scared.
Yes.
Not just a little bit. It happens.
Yeah,
it happens a lot.
Yes, I think your question is related to hers because you know that's a communication key too. So sometimes we as individuals don't perceive the same thing, the same concept at the same level. For example, for me, in my experience, something scary, maybe it's something that it's scary. And for him, that it's very experienced in playing horror games, for example, maybe he isn't scared at all with the same thing.
See, I need a 12.
You know, yeah. So, you know, you have to really, it's a matter of trial and error, right? So it's very difficult to really have the exact amount of emotion that you want in a scene. Sometimes it happens, and it's kind of magical.
But it's not usual.
Yeah, it's not the usual thing. Sometimes you kind of do it's like in golf. You do a shot, maybe more or less near the hole. Then you ask for more information, maybe some feedback too. Then you do another shot. Maybe you are just kind of near the ending result they wanted. And then maybe with the third or fourth shot, it's like, all right, this is the thing, guys.
Yes.
We have it.
And there is another problem, for example, that a lot of times the sound designer or the composer, we always say that we have to work a lot on our ego, okay? Why? Because all creative, art, music, sound design, we have a lot of ego and we have to work a lot on our ego. We always are going to think that what we have done, it's okay. Okay, so we have to work on that. For example, for us it's easy because Sergio is the main musician, okay, and I'm the guy trying to put down the ego. I'm the sound designer, and in the same way, okay.
You know,
but
it's very hard to thrash.
for example, you know that
it's
you
like,
create
no.
a great moment of sadness, and maybe you won't know so much sadness, okay, but we, in that case, me or him, is going to try to convince you that, no, it's okay, but maybe it's not, because it's your game. We have to know that it's not our work, it's your pretty baby, okay? It's not ours, okay? So it's something like a dance in that way, yeah?
We must admit that 10 times of 10, the game developers know about their games better than we do. So we have to trust them.
And it happened too in the other way, okay? The music production, we as music producers, we have to advise to the developer because the developer maybe wants the first videos, okay? Imagine that he wants one of the wrong choices, okay? We have to advise him, no, it doesn't fit with the narrative, okay?
Thank you.
We have to finish.
Yeah.
Thank you very much
Thank you, everybody.
for being here. We are around here. If we want to stop us, we are going to be delighted. Yeah? Thank you.
Bye-bye.